Imagine this. You're sitting at your kitchen table sipping your morning coffee, and you hear in the news that the world of global trade is flipping upside down, not with a bang, but with a quiet, calculated shift. What if I told you that Canada, our friendly neighbor to the north, is ditching its heavy reliance on the United States and cozying up to France in ways that could reshape economies, jobs, and even security across the ocean? It's not just about buying and selling stuff. It's a story of smart alliances in a changing world. Stick with me, folks, because this isn't some dry economics lecture. It's about real people, real opportunities, and a bit of international intrigue that affects us all. By the end, you'll see why this matters to your wallet and the world at large. Let's start with the basics. For years, the United States and Canada have been like two peas in a pod when it comes to trade. Think about it. Most of Canada's exports, like lumber, oil, and cars, head straight south across the border. But lately, things have gotten rocky. Back in early 2025, the US ramped up tariffs. Those are basically extra taxes on imported goods, on Canadian products like aluminum and farm goods. Canada didn't just sit there. They hit back with their own tariffs on US items worth over 30 billion Canadian dollars. Ouch. As a result, by May 2025, the portion of Canadian goods going to the US dropped from about 76% to just 68.3%. That's a big deal. It's like suddenly losing a chunk of your biggest customer. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Canada isn't panicking. Instead, they're looking elsewhere, and France is stepping up as a key player. Bilateral trade between these two hit $14.2 billion in 2024, with Canada sending $4.4 billion worth of stuff to France, and bringing in $9.8 billion the other way. France is now Canada's third biggest export spot in the EU, right behind Germany and the Netherlands, and it's gaining ground fast. Why France? Well, they've got shared interests in things like aerospace, agriculture, and energy. For example, French companies are linking up with Canadian ones to build better airplane parts. In farming, Canada's grains are swapping places with French wines and cheeses, all thanks to lower tariffs. And on energy, France is investing in Canada's clean power projects like LNG and uranium to help with their green goals. If you're enjoying this peek into how countries are teaming up, do me a favor. Hit that like button and share this with a friend who loves staying in the know. It helps spread the word about these important shifts. Politically, this isn't happening by accident. In March 2025, Canada's Prime Minister Mark Carney headed to Paris to chat with President Emmanuel Macron. It wasn't just handshakes and photo ops. They talked real strategy on trade, security, and fighting climate change. For Canada, France feels like a reliable buddy, stable, resource-hungry, and aligned on big issues. France sees Canada as a solid alternative, especially with the US getting unpredictable on trade. It's like diversifying your investments. You don't put all your eggs in one basket. At the core of this budding friendship is something called CETA, the Comprehensive Economic and Trade Agreement. Signed back in 2017, it cuts tariffs on almost all goods between Canada and the EU, making it easier and cheaper to trade. For Canadian businesses, that means things like beef, aluminum, and plane parts can enter France without extra costs, something the US can't match right now. It's given Canada a foothold in Europe's massive market, and France gets to spread out its suppliers. But hold on, here's a hook that might surprise you. CETA isn't fully locked in yet. France and a few other EU countries haven't ratified it completely because of pushback at home. French farmers and unions worry it could hurt local jobs by letting in cheaper Canadian goods that don't follow the same strict rules on food safety or the environment. Imagine tractors blocking streets in Paris. That's happened. It's a real tug-of-war between opening up for growth and protecting what's local. President Macron pushes for it as a win for resources and exports, but politics can be tricky. What do you think? Should countries prioritize global deals or homegrown protections? Drop a comment below with your take. I'd love to hear your thoughts and spark a discussion. Moving beyond just buying and selling, this partnership is layering on defense and security too. In June 2025, Canada and the EU signed a big defense pact, with France leading the charge. They're teaming up on buying military gear, cybersecurity, and even patrolling the Arctic, where melting ice is opening new shipping routes. For Canada, it's a way to step back from depending so much on US tech. For France, it boosts Europe's strength. And energy? French firms are pouring money into Canadian hydro and nuclear projects, sharing know-how in return. It's all about building a partnership that lasts, even if trade hiccups happen. Don't overlook the digital side either, it's booming. While we talk about physical stuff like grains or metals, services like AI, cloud computing, and engineering are exploding. In 2024, Canada's total exports hit $997 billion, with digital services growing faster than old-school sectors. France is a hot market for this, thanks to CETA's easy rules. Think Canadian AI experts from Montreal working with French teams in Paris on smarter cities or greener energy. It's like ideas flying across the Atlantic at lightning speed, less vulnerable to tariffs or borders. Hook alert. In a world where physical trade can stall overnight, digital ties are the secret sauce keeping things steady. Ever wondered how your favorite apps or online services connect countries? This is it in action. This whole shift is Canada's way of building a smarter global playbook. The US is still number one, but with tariffs rising, Canada wants options. France offers entry to 440 million Europeans and networks worldwide, from Africa to Asia. It's not just economics, it's about values like sustainability and innovation. Symbolically, it's Canada saying, we're more than America's backyard, we're a bridge to Europe. Looking ahead, there are opportunities, but also bumps. CETA's full approval hangs in the balance, and things like climate policies or US pressures could shake it up. But if digital trade keeps growing and alliances stay strong, this could be a model for others. It's about adapting in uncertain times, folks. In wrapping up, the Canada-France alliance is rewriting transatlantic rules, turning a response to US tariffs into a forward-thinking partnership. It's a story of resilience, shared goals, and smart moves that could inspire us all. Thanks for watching and sticking with me through this journey. If you found it valuable, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss more insights like this. See you next time.